Hello, church family. Our psalm today is Psalm 54, so let's dive in and read it together. To the choir master, with stringed instruments, a maskil of David, when the Ziphites went and told Saul, "Is not David hiding among us?" O God, save me by your name, and vindicate me by your might. O God, hear my prayer, give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen against me. Ruthless men seek my life. They do not set God before themselves. Selah. Behold, God is my helper. The Lord is the upholder of my life. He will return the evil to my enemies. In your faithfulness you put an end to them. With a freewill offering I will sacrifice to you. I will give thanks to your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me from every trouble, and my eye has looked in triumph on my enemies. So the first thing to notice about this psalm is the context. You'll see in the header that David is on the run from Saul, but there's an added detail. When the Ziphites went and told Saul, "Is not David hiding among us?" And this is a unique instance for us because we can actually go to 1 Samuel 22 and 23, and we can be in the scene with David. We can see and experience these things as he reflects on them here. And it's interesting for us to note that David is not only running from his enemies, but we also see that he's running from his supposed friends. The Ziphites were a town within the tribe of Judah. So where David thinks he's safe, he actually finds that he has no friends among him. And so when you're running from both your enemies and your friends, who do you have left? Well, this is what this psalm is about. You'll notice that in the first section and in the last section of this psalm, there's an emphasis on the name of God. When you can't speak the name of any friend, who do you have left? You have the name of the Lord your God. And we see David appeal to God, asking him to save and vindicate, hear and give ear. And after he makes this plea, we see David's confidence in God. He says, "Behold, God is my helper. The Lord is the upholder of my life. He will return the evil to my enemies, and your faithfulness put an end to them." David speaks so confidently because he knows that even though human people may not follow through, they may fail in the end, he knows that God never will. In fact, in verse 7, David speaks so confidently that he speaks as if his vindication has already taken place. He speaks so confidently about the future that he writes about it as if it were already past. He says, "For he has delivered me from every trouble, and my eye has looked in triumph on my enemies." We see David demonstrate such a confidence in God that I hope is both comforting to us that we have a God who is in control of history, but maybe it's also a little bit of a challenge to you as well. This day, how can you be reflecting on the name of our God, and how can these truths that we know about Him steel our faith, strengthen our confidence in Him, so that we can look to the future as David did? So Psalm 54, when we're running from our enemies and when our friends fail, we can trust in the name of the Lord.